So this is a really important point. Everyone thinks testosterone's about working harder, getting up, doing more, For testosterone to go up, something has to come down. Do you know what that is?
Right boys, at the start of the year, I pretty much didn't do anything at all in terms of testosterone optimization. Hanging around with Jack, I realized it's something that I really need to take seriously because I was noticing some of the effects in the previous year from my business. I think most of all from stress and cortisol, high levels from running the business was affecting it a lot. So, for the first time in my life, I've gone and done a testosterone test, and I'm going to open the results here with Jack. We're going to go through it, interpret it, and see what we can do to improve them, because there's bound to be some improvements to be made. So let's get straight into the test and see what we come up with. Now, first of all, I did this in Bangkok here 7 days ago, so around September time. So let's see what the results are.
Yeah.
Right, testosterone, optimal range 750 to 1100. Mine's 682.
That's actually quite a nice optimal range. Most doctors in the UK will not give you an optimal range of that. They've told Dario he's totally optimal at his 682 nanogram per deciliter. The optimal range in the UK is something like 350 to 750. Anything over 750 would be super high. But that is right. 750 to 1100 would be perfect in that range. Ideally more towards 1000. So you're 682, just underneath.
Why is there a difference between the UK version and this one? What do you think?
Basically, the UK version is a national average. So they're not going off what makes you the most healthiest human being. They're going off what's the national average. Okay. And men across the UK, their testosterone is decreasing year on year. So they're saying, well, everyone's coming in with a 382 testosterone level now, so that's normal.
Yeah.
So that's a normal range, and the guys are still living whatever. They're not looking too far into lifestyle health. Here they've given you what makes an optimal human being. Certainly an optimal man would be up near those thousands.
So what differences would you say that I would see between, say, if I was down at 300 and 1000?
Well, between 300 and 1000 will be huge, because testosterone is that male life force, so it will drive how you feel competitively, it will drive your urge, your sex drive. So if you're low sex drive, you've probably got low testosterone. It will drive your urge to create, to exercise. It will increase your ability to build muscle mass. You'll become anabolic, so you're easier to gain muscle. It will make your mind more positive. If you've got low testosterone, you probably find yourself quite depressed or feeling a bit lost. You feel no certainty in your decisions. When that comes up, you start to feel that, yes, that's right, do this. That urge is there.
So you reckon between my levels now, which is about 700, so 682 to 1000, there's still no big difference, you say?
I'm worried to see with you what you start being like up near 1000, because you're already fairly driven personality. But this is good because you're 682, which means without any optimization, your body's producing a good amount of hormones. There's no problem there.
Yeah.
Because you've got no issues, basically, big issues. But what you've not got is just a total optimization of your ability to make testosterone. Number one, I'd say, is probably your sleep. Okay. Testosterone is literally made the night between what hours, Samraz, in the night?
12 and 3.
12 and 3.
About 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. Yeah.
When do you currently go to sleep?
Going to bed at like 2.
Exactly. So you're missing 2/3 of your window for testosterone creation in the night.
Yeah.
You're missing that, and your circadian rhythm will be off just because of your sleep. Okay. So the first thing you've really got to try hard to fix with discipline is sleep. Okay. So there needs to be a wind down routine. There needs to be no phones at this point. So it gets to, let's say you try and get to sleep for 10 p.m. for the sake of this experiment. At 8 p.m. I would recommend your work which is hard for you because I know you're a night owl. If you really wanted to try and optimize this completely, let's say. Yeah. At 8 p.m. you'd start to wind down, so you maybe read or put some candles on, all the lights turn off, you chill, you stop thinking about work, you stop doing all of that, you watch something relaxing, and then you get yourself in bed with a good 45 minutes to allow yourself to drift off, and you allow yourself to get to sleep. Right. And then you'll be waking up nice and early then as well, because you'll feel well rested. You also, in that night spot, you want cholesterol for your body to be able to use in the night, because that's the precursor to you making your testosterone. So you want to have, I would say for you, I wrote down here, 5 eggs before bed every single night. That's going to give you a nice big boost of clean cholesterol that you can then turn into testosterone.
How do you take them then? How would you take 5 eggs?
Personally, I'd have them raw before bed.
Okay.
I'd put them with one of those chocolate milkshakes and drink them raw.
Put them inside it, just?
I put them inside it. I drink half the chocolate milkshake, put them inside. Yeah. I do 4, I don't do 5. 4 fits inside, shake it up. Give it a quick whisk, down it. It doesn't taste too bad. Right. If you can down them anyway, down them without the chocolate milk, but I can't. I'd vomit them up.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that.
But if you want to cook them, that's fine as well. Yeah. Scramble them, poached, doesn't matter. Okay. That's fine. Boiled, hard-boiled eggs, I find them the easiest to get down, obviously liquid.
Try swerve seed oils. So no canola oil, no saffron oil, that kind of bullshit. Sunflower oil, have olive oil. Olive oil, coconut oil.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly that. The endocrine disruptors, the seed oils that we get in most of the delivery food that we order, will be cooked in a seed oil, which is going to fuck with the way our body makes testosterone, unfortunately. Also, D3, vitamin D3, 10,000 IUs per day, I would recommend. If you're not really getting that much sun right now, even though we live in Bangkok, it's not been that sunny, we're living more of a city lifestyle. Cod liver oil, morning and night, it's good to have the fish oils in there. Pistachios before bed.
Okay.
That is literally your stack. If you did that day in, day out and improve your sleep, I'd see you up at 1,000. I would genuinely see you up at 1,000 within the next month or so.
Yeah. So we've got sleeping between 12 and 3. I've got to be asleep.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
That's asleep.
Yeah.
So sleeping 12.
So that could be
3
bedtime
days.
at 11.
Yeah. So bedtime at 11. I've got to hit 10,000 IUs from vitamin D3 every single day. Cod liver oil in the morning and night. Yeah. And then 5 eggs before bed and pistachios before bed.
That's for the pistachios. They've got healthy fats. It's meant to be Brazil nuts actually. I can't eat Brazil nuts.
Okay, so Brazil nuts.
So I say pistachios for me, but you could have Brazil nuts.
Yeah.
Just a handful before bed, and you'll be optimized to make testosterone. We'll start with that. See how you progress after a month, and then
let's
move on from there.
also, for the sake of the camera and progress as well, I want to do what I'm looking like right now, and also in 3 months' time.
Good idea.
So 3 months' time, this is where I'm at. This is my progress. I'm also doing the 69-day challenge.
Yeah. A good amount of muscle mass at the moment. Good amount of muscle mass. Slightly covered by fat, probably not as lean as you can be at all.
Yeah.
But that, hopefully what we'll see over the next month, as the fat content of the body comes down, your testosterone levels will go up as well.
Yeah.
You find it easier to put on more muscle mass. And yeah.
So this is a really important point. Everyone thinks testosterone's about working harder, getting up, doing more. Like, For testosterone to go up, something has to come down. Do you know what that is?
Estrogen.
Stress. De-stress. The more you can minimize stress, the more your T is going to spike. If your stress is spiking and you're trying to get your T, it's not going to work. They act independently of each other. Inverse relationship. So to add to that routine, Jack's giving you a sick routine. Do 30 minutes of just meditation. It's not got to be that deep. You haven't got to go study meditation. All it is just literally follow your breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth, and just pay attention to your breath. Do that for 30 minutes a day. Don't think about it. Do nothing. Just literally do that for 30 minutes. I promise you that'll spike your T more than anything.
I really wish that I'd done my test before I come out here, because I think the reason that I was going through all those symptoms before is just a huge amount of stress.
100%.
Cortisol levels, the stress I was running through that last year when I was feeling the worst was the most stressful year of my business. So I think that's what was just bringing it down the most.
That's the problem, is the stress takes you from a place of being able to deal with stress to the stress makes you unable to deal with stress. That's why you feel like it's becoming so hard and shit, because really your body just wants you to stop.
Yeah.
It wants you to say, take a minute. That's why it's making you feel like shit. It's saying, take a minute, just fucking lay in bed for a week.
Yeah.
Chill, don't fucking stress yourself. And then you fight it, your T's going down. Nasty cycle until eventually you broke it.
September. Nearly on the verge of mental breakdown from fucking running this business. That's where it was. And that's when I said, I've got to do it. Couldn't get out of bed. Could not get out of bed. Just didn't want to do it.
That's why you had no T. Like, it's literally that, nothing else. Do you know who the biggest users of TRT is in America? One of the biggest demographics of users.
I want to say like fucking lawyers or some shit.
No, it's good thinking. It's veterans. It's guys that come back from the war. So guys that have PTSD, i.e. acute stress response. They've gone through so much they can't process it. Their T absolutely tanks. Low T affects veterans massively for that reason. So you don't have to be a soldier to go through that. You just have to go through your own version of stress, financial, whatever, combined with not sleeping. Your T's fucked because your body it needs to be able to afford to build T. If it's so focused on detoxing cortisol and just holding it down and trying to keep your shit together, it hasn't got time, it hasn't got the option to build T. You need to give it some space, give your body some space.
So the question is, how do you sleep? That's the question, because that's fucking coming up a lot with people I'm talking to. It's like they're not fucking sleeping.
Yeah.
Nobody's fucking sleeping well.
Work, because of work responsibilities.
Well, for myself personally, I am just waking up a fucking ridiculous amount of times in the night, which I've never had before.
Sure.
Like 6 or 7 times in the night. I'm like fucking sleeping for an hour and then waking up, sleeping for an hour, waking up. And my sleep doesn't feel restorative or resting.
Dario, why do you feel like you can't sleep?
I've been doing this for fucking years. For 3-4 years not sleeping. I remember Sunday nights living at my house, like Sunday nights were the worst thing in the world. It was literally like a nightmare going into Sunday night because I knew I wouldn't sleep all night. I'd wake up absolutely just destroyed on a Monday morning. I'd have a full week of work of just chaos every single week. So I think that was just, I don't know, I can't even explain
and
it.
How would that compare to, say, as if you were on holiday or something? Say you were on holiday with a girl, and what would it be like then?
You sleep.
I sleep. The only times I ever really sleep very well is in hotels. I don't know how to explain it. Because I think you're in a bubble. Actually, no. The one time I remember, probably the best sleep I've ever had was when I did the 2 weeks at the RAF, the basic training. Because you're in a bubble. Nothing. I was out of contact with the whole world. So I didn't have anything to do with my business. I just had to leave it for 2 weeks because I didn't have my phone on me for 2 weeks. So pretty much every night I just fell asleep, and because I was so tired as well from the day of learning, just fell straight to sleep straight away.
So my philosophy on this is that if you notice, insomnia is only going up the more stimulus that we have in our modern society. So think about your habits in the day. You go out into the world and just don't use your phone and watch everyone else what they're doing non-stop like that. Your dopamine receptors, your ability to pay attention is getting absolutely fried. Music, Bluetooth, fucking dumping up your brain. You've got constant, like, every fucking 1 second, a new stimulus, thought process, decision making in your brain. Your brain is working at a rate it's never ever had to do historically. So, like, evolutionarily speaking, the human brain is not actually designed or evolved to work with the amount of stimulus that's been introduced into modern living in the past like 10 years, right? Especially since social media. So with all that being said, when you have so much shit to process by the time you go to sleep, by the way, let's agree what sleep is actually for. It's quite debated what sleep is for. Like, science hasn't actually got like a homogeneous agreement as to what sleep is. In my opinion, it's to filter your experiences of the day, which is why you dream. It's where you filter your conscious into subconscious into unconscious. So you can just pay most attention. You can delegate your attention into the shit you need to get on with your life. When you've got an overwhelming amount of stimulus, you've got like 500 times the workload. So by the time you're going to sleep and your brain's doing its job and sleep's supposed to be filtering your brain, there's too much there. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas historically, up until like the early 2000s, before all this crazy amount of stimulus started hitting modern society, it was like what? Fucking go farming, like mash your chick, raise some kids, maybe train some martial arts in case an enemy tried to take your cows. And that was it. You just got to sleep, go, just do the same again tomorrow. At this point, you're sitting there and you're just like, oh my days, like that video, that chick, Tinder, like, do I need to meet her? Like, oh my God, like money, like this fucking influencer's telling me this guy's telling me that, fucking business, move with speed, fucking put your girl on cam, like you got all this mad shit hitting you, and then you got people saying, no, live honourably, like that guy's a piece of shit, this guy's a piece of shit, they're fake, they're broke, they're this, they're that. Fucking, then you got guys like fucking looking like Jack who just make you want to fucking get like fucking kill yourself because of that physique. You got all this pressure going on. You got all this pressure. You got so many decisions you have to make. Oh yes.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you fucking asshole.
Hey, I can't sleep as well, so someone it's not just me. Someone's fucking me up too. Imagine where you never had to sleep. Imagine what would happen.
Well, we were talking about this earlier. We were saying that probably if you live to 60, 20 years of your life is just sleep.
Yeah.
It's such a fascinating topic because no one knows why you actually need to sleep. But what we do know is what happens when you don't sleep. When you die.
Yeah.
There's a condition called fatal familial insomnia. And there's documented cases of human beings that have literally, they have lost their ability to sleep. And what starts happening is your brain, this is what's so interesting about sleep.
How do you lose your ability to sleep?
Right, so it can happen through trauma to the brain. It's also a genetic illness as well. It's very rare, by the way, it's not going to happen to you. But there are actually historical documented cases of this. And what happens is, your brain will start forcing you to sleep even whilst you're awake. So they in these documented cases, you look this up, I forget the guy's name, but they put like electrodes onto the brain. And the brain, even though the guy was functioning, walking around like a zombie, and like supposedly awake, his brain entered REM patterns, i.e. rapid eye movement, right, where your brain goes into dream state, but he was moving around. So he's technically awake, but his brain was actually asleep. So there's a phrase I really like, and I learned this when I almost died and had low T. That's why I know all this, by the way. I've literally had single digit testosterone, so I know about this shit. And the doctor told me, he said, take a break or your body will take one for you. That there is probably what you're learning now, right? You have to take a break, otherwise your body's going to take one, just like this guy that never could go to sleep. So your brain is literally going to force you to relax. So you now need to start integrating the skill of sleep hygiene, it's called. Learn how to go to bed. Turn off all the fucking red light. You know the whole blue light thing, like blue light therapy? Stop the phones before like 10 p.m. And you hear it all the time. Why is it no one does it? Because it's so hard. Sugar, bruv, coffee. Are you drinking coffee after like 4 p.m? Are you eating a sugary diet? How many simple sugars versus complex sugars? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you've got to be documenting everything, in my opinion. The way I fix myself, I wrote down everything. The times I was sleeping, how I felt, the food I was consuming, the habits. Bro, do you watch horror? Jump scares?
No.
Like that shit happens. Like, everything is...
I do play zombies.
Right. What time? Alright, here's a serious
Which
question.
probably is not a good thing to play before bed.
Right, so what time? How much time before the final fucking zombie that you kill, before you then try hit the pillow?
Well, the other night we were playing.
What did we get? We got round 4, didn't we?
Yeah, we did do really well. We
Yeah,
was playing
did you
it
hear
till
that?
about
Round 4.
we played it till what time were we playing it
Oh,
till?
fucking ridiculous times.
Fucking
I booked a grab and then Jack was just
I was
like,
like, fucking cancel it!
He's like, cancel it, we're going to go
Cancel it
again.
right now.
And this is like
when we
after
say round 4, this is on Outbreak. I don't know if you played Outbreak on... This took us 3 hours. This is not round 4 normal zombies. This is a totally different game.
While these two are fucking around setting the zombies up, I want to give you a recap of what we've just gone through. So we went through my test results, 682 nanograms. So I want to try and get that to 1,000 plus. So I'm going to put into practice every single thing that Jack preaches, what he kind of came known for on YouTube, etc. It's going to be 10,000 IUs of vitamin D, pistachio nuts before bed, 4 or 5 eggs before bed as well, getting my sleep routine into practice. We're going to retest this in 3 months' time as well. And I'm going to guarantee you right now, YouTube, you're going to see me in a different state because I'm training hard, I'm getting this all into action, we're going to make some difference, and it's one of my top goals. So let's see what the progress is in 3 months, and we're going to do a retest. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. What's up, guys? So now I'm back from Dubai. I'm going to get onto the testosterone stack that Jack recommended in the first video. I've been in Dubai, not been able to kind of get onto it. I have been taking the vitamin D and I have been taking the fish oil every morning, but I've not been able to do the eggs and the other stuff, the Brazil nuts. So I'm gonna give that the first go today. I'm not really looking forward to this at all, to be honest, doing 4 raw eggs. I've never drank raw eggs before. Jack's recommended to me to basically give this a try, which is to put the raw eggs into this protein shake here. So I'm going to see what this is like. I can imagine this is going to taste absolutely disgusting, but we've got to do what we've got to do for the testosterone building. So let's give this a go. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but we'll fucking figure it out some way. So I don't know if you can see in that, but the raw eggs are in there now. Just lid back on, give that a shake. I can just tell that this is going to be disgusting. I could just tell already. Here goes nothing. Ugh. Oh, fucking hell. Oh my god. Fucking hell. That is quite literally disgusting. Just the taste of the eggs. I've never had raw eggs before like that. Mixed with the chocolate milk, like, oh, no, I don't think I can do that many times. Ugh.